I really don't give a about it. It's none of my business. I'm not from over there. But I'm just running content because Bricc Baby whole ass would have did it to me.
You still ain't did the content, so what you
I'm running
looking
content
at?
right now.
You doing it right now, bro?
We waiting on the content.
The content is nigga, the feds got him. But that shit with the boy nigga, who got at the gas station. Nigga.
Whoa.
Content.
You ain't gotta know. It's public knowledge. Remember he said that shit about the boy Dirt. They can't say go for Vaughn no more. Oh, this shit came back on your. You ran your mouth too much. I don't feel shit as Bricc Baby fault. You running your mouth on podcasts.
Yeah.
You running your mouth on podcasts implicated yourself. You put your foot in your own mouth.
Smacc goes off on Bricc Baby. Check out what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
Man, they.
I mean, you know,
Crazy.
On Community, we don't really talk about it, but y'all definitely have
Don't
niggas
say
come on the show.
y'all. That man talks about that shit. Don't say y'all.
Y'all had two of the people that was on that list come sit down with y'all for
You're
2
right.
hours.
But guess what?
Talk about
and guess who asked all the questions?
That same
Y'all
energy.
see? The fans make sure y'all
I did.
You didn't ask no questions?
Nothing that could incriminate me. Fans. Ew. Right here.
You're right.
Gotta speak on it, man.
It's cold.
No, but no, on some real shit. Crazy, bruh. They got the boy Luce Cannon. They got Trap Kitchen Money. They got Bricc Baby. They got Big U. And they got 10 other people that I don't know of.
Well, they ain't got Big U yet. He's in.
He went to go get his lawyer. I talked to him. He said he ain't turning himself in without going to get his lawyer.
God.
Yeah, he going to go get his lawyer.
I think we all knew that, though.
Man.
It's weak, but at the end of the day, I really don't give a about it. It's none of my business. I'm not from over there. But I'm just running content because Bricc Baby whole ass would have did it to me.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everybody trying to run content, expose everybody. So when you get into a situation, yeah, expect it on the other end. People gonna run content on you. Don't gotta go all out and say some things that you don't want to be put out there. But if the street people, they want to comment on what's being put out there, hey, it is what it is, man. We into the running content era. Everybody putting out stuff on everybody.
I ain't bullshit.
You cross the legs and all.
Yeah.
You
What you
ready?
would have did.
Ran content on me.
So you still ain't did the content. So what you
I'm running
looking at?
content right now.
You doing it right now, bro?
We waiting on the content.
The content is nigga, the feds got him. For that shit with the boy nigga, who got at the gas station. Nigga.
Whoa.
Content.
You ain't gotta know. It's public knowledge. They took his phone. Whacking him already talked about it. All I'm doing is narrating on something that's already in the blogs. So yeah, let me run my content anyway. You remember that?
I'll let Smac get the floor.
You remember he said that shit about? All right then, shut the. Don't say nothing if you cool. Look,
My bad.
Remember he said that shit about the boy Dirt. They can't say go for Vaughn no more. Oh, this shit came back on your. You ran your mouth too much.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everybody running their mouth. Again, running content. You run your mouth too much. Yeah, the feds, they slowly building up stuff. They're going to let you get on all these platforms and really talk yourself into a hole. They basically want you to talk yourself into proving their point, proving their case. So moving forward, I think you're going to see a lot of people kind of, dial it back a little bit, unless they're just lying and they got nothing on them. But still, if you've done any type of street activity or actively doing street activity, shouldn't be on these platforms running content.
And now look what happened. He went to jail for the feds because of you. Damn. Now look what happened. They raid your house, take your phone, allegedly got an AK-47. Allegedly, you never did no time for this shit. Well, I can talk about it. It's all content, so I can talk about it.
Hey,
right?
Talk your talk,
now,
bro.
You never went to jail for this shit. Now, you went on no jumper. You talking to dude. Whack Mac Blast. You told 600, hey, the feds, they on Big U.
Let me ask you a question. How do you feel about seeing when it was reading today saying, that the feds and the sheriffs was able to solve this case and pick up all these people due to podcasts?
Yeah, understandable. We're in 2025. This been happening for many years now. So again, making the feds' job easier. A lot of street dudes, they don't really mess with the police, but at the same time, you're doing their work, just running your mouth and running content. So again, moving forward, if you're actively doing stuff and you're not talking about stuff that you already been charged for, it's probably best you chill out, find some other things to talk about. You could talk about the Lakers, talk about sports, football, maybe other things that have happened to other people, and you may want to run content on that. But I wouldn't actively run content on what's going on in your life presently, because you see what's going on with all these RICOs. It's coming back to bite a lot of people.
I don't feel as Bricc Baby fault. You running your mouth on podcasts.
Yeah.
You running your mouth on podcasts implicated yourself. You put your foot in your own mouth. You put your foot in your own mouth. I don't run content on gang banging and all that shit. So it don't matter to me. I'm not worried about that. I don't push that narrative. I never did. I always say I come in peace. I don't threaten nobody on the internet, none of that. So I don't give a fuck about they got information off of YouTube. That's their fault. That's just like, okay, prime example. That's just like with Suge Knight. I mean, not Suge Knight, what's your name? Keepy D. You got yourself in this. You got on podcasts running your mouth, bro.
Yeah, I thought people that learned after KVD, he must have thought he had some proffer agreement or some legal situation to where he can write books and go on these different platforms and run his mouth about the Pac situation. Maybe he thought, this happened 30 years ago. People don't really care about it anymore. I'm just going to run the content and get a couple $1,000s per interview. But his situation folded, and now he's fighting for his life, and he's already old with health issues. So anytime he get is a life sentence. I thought people would have kind of, figured things out with him and been like, you know what? Maybe I'm doing a little bit too much talking on these podcasts and on these platforms. Let me dial it back. But evidently, they ain't learned from Keefe. Maybe they'll learn from this Big U situation.
Let's just keep it clean.
You saying all type of shit.
I'm saying some real that's already content that's in the streets, bro. I'm not saying nothing that nobody don't know.
You talking to Salt right now.
I'm not saying nothing that nobody don't know. That's truth in the details.
Truth in details.
I'm not saying nothing that nobody know. He thought he had that. You laughing. He thought he had the what's that shit called, immunity, but apparently that immunity don't work because you went on there ranting about this, and now you going back on your. I just wanted to make some money.
Why you so?
Nah, that ain't gonna work, Keefe. You were talking about stuff more in detail. You may have told him a certain version of the story, but then you went more in detail on these platforms, probably, misstep and forgot everything that you said. If you can't backtrack and know your steps, shouldn't be moving forward with running content. So again, the Bricc Babies, the Luce Cannons, even the Whack 100s. I know he has a great legal team, but I know he be doing his stuff too on social media. So hopefully he's not actively doing anything crazy and got nothing out there to where it could jam him up. So hopefully a lot of people that are, talking they talk on the internet, hopefully they good legally.
So happy about it.
Who's happy, bro?
I love it. I just need to get a little bit more in depth with what's going on. I need to do my research, and I'm definitely gonna react to it. Don't worry about nothing.
The most in depth is all you gotta do is go watch Channel 4 News. They giving you all the details, the replay like ESPN.
Yeah, they definitely did
They did the
conference.
You ain't even got to watch the news. Watch No Jumper. You can watch Vlad. You can watch these other platforms, the Art of Dialogue. A lot of people, a lot of street dudes that are, in the mix, allegedly, they running their whole life story and maybe talking about current events. So no need to watch the news anymore. You can watch these platforms.
Like 17 minutes. Y'all can check that out, man. If y'all want all that information, they break it all down. Why, who, what.
Now you know what's crazy?
Boom.
Now watch these platforms.
Right?
More details.
And then he's like, this man is a criminal. But again, I want to let the public know that he's not guilty yet. And they go back to reading more charges.
They say,
Gotta cover your tracks.
I could tell you this.
You might as well just blame him already.
I could tell you this.
That's feds, man.
Look, when the feds come, you're guilty. That's just the goddamn bottom line. Yeah. You ain't gonna. Hey,
how many you know that beat the Fed case before?
That's what I'm saying. Google it.
No, I'm asking.
They 99.9 conviction rate. That means damn near zero.
They don't come for you unless they got evidence.
Yeah, I mean zero only ever won. Free white boy. He ain't get caught for nothing, and he got 27 years over some rapping paper. They gave him only 25 years. Over some.
Yeah, the Fed's conviction rate was 98+%, but with this situation, it's going to be 100% because just all the content being ran and all the footage and data that they got from these interviews and these platforms and podcasts. So the Feds, they going to be undefeated when it comes to, securing whatever they got with Big U and all the parties involved. So again, these platforms and interviews, they made the Feds job much more easier. They're going to get a huge conviction with this.
To the pun's point, how you feel about being arrested and using evidence, podcasts as evidence, and I love it. I mean, the more you dumb niggas on that gangbang and do all that dumb shit, come on over here so I can get rid of you niggas, man. Y'all ain't know I wait anyway.
That's some.
Now, I know he trolling T-Rail right now, but that's what it is. A lot of people, you want to get your enemies out of there, right? Invite them to do some podcasts, invite them to do some interviews. They're going to run their mouth and talk themselves into a jail cell.
That's
Come on here. And I'm just saying, start.
That's deep. That wasn't cool. I joked
Really
around.
too much for the streets, man.
That's crazy.
That's not crazy.
That's crazy right there.
That's like saying I'm working with him, cuz.
Right.
Y'all didn't even let me finish my thing, but if you won't come over here, y'all gonna tell on yourself. Y'all doing dumb shit. Come over here, come telling yourself so I get y'all up out the way.
That don't sound right. That don't sound right.
That's where to defeat the competition.
That don't sound right, bro.
It don't sound right from a street perspective, but from a civilian perspective, he's spot on. Like, think about it. If you're going to run your mouth anyways and we got issues, do a whole bunch of interviews and eventually they'll stumble up, say some stuff and they'll be investigated, they'll be arrested and the feds will kick in their door. So T-Rail, he trolling, but he on point with that.
Love it. They don't like it. I love it. I don't know what these talking about. They not in the streets no more. They don't gangbang. They don't not none of this shit no more. All of this street shit, motherfuckers keep talking about.
Civilians.
Yeah, is it civilians? I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. All these codes and all this shit. Man, that shit is over with. I am a podcaster.
I work for Problem 6.
I'm doing this shit. I am finna give my takes. Get y'all asses out the way. Go tell on yourself and get the on so we can do our job.
That's where it's at, man. Hey, the streets are a myth. Troy had been saying that. People had something to say with the Taxstone case and situation. Hey, he been standing on business. Streets are a myth, and looks like T-Rail starting to realize that.
Civilians. So basically, you saying
he is civilian. Safe.
No, I'm waiting on them to tell on themselves.
I know, but you saying you don't give a fuck about the game.
I'm gonna react to it.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
ain't talking about reacting. You said,
but I'm not gonna be sitting here saying I don't stay quiet. I stay quiet. Me and the community, we don't talk about.
No,
that. I don't give a fuck about that.
So Zach words was, I am a civilian. I don't give a fuck about the gang code. I'm gonna talk
about whatever I want to talk about.
You say I don't give a fuck about no gang code. I don't give a fuck about the street.
I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk about.
He got that right to talk what he want to talk about. So it is what it is, man. When they try to put these street rules on you and try to muzzle you, you can only talk about it from this angle. Like, nah, it's my platform. I'm gonna react to it. He may not put out certain stuff, but if there's some news going on in the culture, speak on it. It is what it is, bro.
What do I got to do about what I'm saying? You can talk about whatever you want.
You don't have to be a gang member to abide by the code of not telling. You could be a straight civilian nigga that just has morals. You don't have to abide by that and being a gang member. That's just dumb. That's all ignorant. And you see niggas is getting picked up for ignorance. Y'all niggas seeing this shit, learning right here, bro. These do not follow this shit, man. Get y'all ass out of here. You see where the code You see where the code left them? You see where the code got them?
No, they didn't buy the code. They didn't buy by the code. That's the part. They didn't buy by the code.
They buy by their code.
If they would have buy by the code, they wouldn't have been on YouTube talking about street. They didn't buy by the code.
What you mean?
Right?
Hey, I know the code or whatever the case may be, but it is what it is, man. Maybe people gotta read the rule book again, but you're gonna talk on these platforms and you may overtalk yourself into a jail cell. So it is what it is, but we'll see what happens moving forward with the Big U case.